Welcome back. And for our inaugural Politics in Focus segment for 2015, it's great to have with us from Canberra the Managing Director of the Australian Christian Lobby, Lyle Shelton. You've been busy, Lyle.
We've hit the ground running this year in 2015, Kent, with obviously the leadership spill this week in the Parliament and Tony Abbott surviving what he describes as a near-death experience, 61 votes to 39. So whilst he's hung on, there's a significant group of people that are unhappy within his party, and he's going to have to work hard to win those people back over in the next little while.
Yeah. I guess for a lot of the Australian public, Lyle, this was a bit of an unedifying spectacle, really. I mean, this attempt to unseat a Prime Minister for what seems to be, fairly trivial reasons. Does this concern you in terms of, the culture and the ethos of politics in Australia?
Yeah, you're exactly right there, Kent. It's very concerning. I'm very worried. I think we've developed this unhealthy coup culture in our political class. We see it at state and federal level. And of course, it just seems unfathomable that the Liberal Party has learnt nothing from Labor's woes in having disposed of two Prime Ministers. This is not the path to electoral success for any government. I hope both sides of politics take great note of this, and that after this week's events that we see this disease well and truly expunged from our political life. It's not good for our nation.
Yeah. I guess, when you see this sort of, ambition, pettiness that seems to be taking over rather than a sense of, service to the nation. The budget is supposed to be being prepared right now, and I wonder how much work's being done on it.
You're exactly right. We need to see those Christ-like qualities that you mentioned, humility, servanthood, this sort of approach in leadership. I sincerely hope that Mr Abbott and other political leaders take stock of this, and also hope that members of political parties also give room and permission for their leaders to lead. I think we're way too harsh on our leaders as a culture, and I think there's some big learnings from the events of this week.
Yep, fair enough. Now, in our news bulletin earlier, Lyle, we heard that Catholic and Muslim leaders have been calling for the death sentences of two of the Bali Nine to be commuted. Now, you've been saying similar things as well. Why take such a strong stand on an issue like the death penalty that's controversial and divisive among Christians, not to mention Australians generally?
Well, certainly people have different views on the death penalty, but there's no justification at all for anyone to be put to death for the crime of drug trafficking. Now, it is a very serious crime. It's a crime that can lead to the death of other people and often does. But it's not right for these two men to be executed for this crime. Yes, punishment is appropriate, but not capital punishment. And I would appeal to the Indonesian government to grant these men a clemency, even at this late stage, and have their lives spared.
Okay. Well, it's an interesting perspective, and it seems a lot of Australians disagree with you, but I'm sure a lot will agree as well. Thanks so much for your time this week.
Pleasure, Ken. Thanks for having us.